Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Context. There are 20 laws that explain the relationship between action and results. They are easy to explain, but because of your pre-existing conditioning, difficult to explain. So either you have a lot of patience or Shraddha to understand them. Statement, question. We have Shraddha and patience. Please explain the law. Question. Answer. Wait. You have Shraddha and patience, no? Wait. You'll get the answers. Yeah. He's saying I'm having Shraddha and patience. I'm saying wait. That is patience. Yeah. Shraddha is to think, yes, it will come one day. Wait. 20, not literal 20. It's a figurative number, not literally 20. If the general formula that governs action is the cause and the effect. The cause and the effect. We see the effect, we experience the effect, and we have to infer the cause. That's why we always ask why it happened. We will never ask when it is going to happen. Supposing if you ask when it is going to happen, it's a different thing. When am I going to fall sick? It's a different question versus asking, why am I sick? Are you able to understand the difference between the two questions? When you ask, why am I sick? You are sick already, the effect. Now you are asking for the cause. Most of the time in life, we only experience the cause, the effect, and then we work back to the cause. So these are all the fundamental. Second, another important aspect of the law. All actions has doshas. Another important aspect of the law. All action has dosha in it. That's why there is no selfless action, selfless attitude. Action has dosha. It's another important law of action. Another important law of action, which we have studied any number of times. The doer doesn't determine the result. The doer has no right on the result. Actually, it's determining the result is a very diplomatic way of saying it. The doer has no right on the result. Karmani eva adhikaraha ma paleshu. You have no right on the result. Who can accept this? You will say, I will not be bothered about it, sir. To that extent, it is understandable. But to say that you have the doer doesn't have right over the result. Karmani eva adhikaraha ma paleshu kadach. Like that, there are laws that governs action. Difficult to explain because it doesn't come under the subject matter of drishta. Because it comes under the subject matter of adrishta, it is difficult to explain. And he is saying, I have Shraddha and patience. So scared to say this, but it is the truth. Shraddha and patience means questioning has stopped. There cannot be questioning Shraddha simultaneously. Either I am questioning or I have Shraddha. There is no Shraddha questioning. Even though we keep saying question with trust and all that, it just doesn't work like either you have Shraddha or you question. Better to question. Because one day, through continuous questioning, you will have an unshakable Shraddha. If you have Shraddha without questioning, your Shraddha will be on a very shaky, flimsy ground. Therefore, indicator of Shraddha and patience is what? No questions. Because what question can you ask? Because you have understood that all questions are futile in nature. Okay, if questioning is not going to be asked, then what do we do? Just a command. Just the command. In the command, I want Brahma Vidya. Ask me after 1 year. Why? Go back. Forget Shraddha now. No, go back. Forget Shraddha now. Go back. Shraddha means a receptivity. Shraddha means, Shraddha is a very unique quality of receptivity. Almost like the Guru giving all the benefits of his tapas and effort and everything he wants to transfer to, everything wants to be transferred to some Sishya. Shraddha is the capacity to receive that. I tell you, it's impossible to do that. When I say impossible to do that means lot of effort is, lots and effort of preparation is required to receive that. You have to receive that. Difficult is to receive that. That's why they say you should not even look into the eyes of the Guru directly. You should always look at the feet, because the eyes itself is so powerful, you will get burnt as it were. Yeah. Shraddha is the capacity to receive that. That's why even when you go to the temple, we will always say where you should look. You will not look at the face of the God. When you go to temple, you always look at the feet. One. That too, when you look at the feet, you have to stand in an angle and look at the feet, not directly also. Side la dhaan nikkanum. You know that, no? Have you ever seen, in no temple you will be allowed to see the deity straight. The queue will be on side. So, almost like cricket madri. Yeah. Yeah. What is the game of cricket? What is the game of cricket? It's a side-on game. You have to, the bowler also will come on a side, the batsman, it's a side-on game. It's not a direct hitting. Yeah, direct what a chucking, isn't it? If you directly, it's called throwing, it's called chucking, side up. So even gods, you should see from side only. That's why there will be a gap, and then there will be one deity. For Shivana, one Nandi will be sitting. For Vishnuna, one Garuda will be sitting, and you should not go and look at, you should not block their vision. Not that you should not block their vision. How can you block their vision? You can't handle that vision directly. Shraddha is the receptivity to, Shraddha is a receptivity. It's a beautiful, it's a wonderful quality. And Shraddhavan labate jnanam. And Shraddha, for whatsoever it is, we have to say faith, faith, faith. Then, okay, it's not blind faith. What all drama we have to, yeah. What all dilution we have to make of that one word, Shraddha. Shraddha is that receptivity. What is the receptivity? You are able to receive something which is so powerful. It is very powerful and difficult to receive. You follow? Shraddha. That is Shraddha. Indicator of Shraddha is what? No questions. You just don't ask. Just don't ask question. It's not that you have a question and you are not asking. It's not that you are not at all thinking, therefore no question. There are only two possibilities. One is you have a question but you don't ask. Another is you don't think at all, therefore no question. A point, Shraddha is a point where questioning is over. Questioning is over. All that you would come with is what? The trust. What is the trust? The trust in the command. Yeah. In the poems book, there is that beautiful poem, Casablanca. The boy stood on the burning deck. Say, father, say, is my task done? Say, father, say, is my task done? The father is dead. And that boy is still standing there. That is Shraddha. You follow? Next question. One second, hold on. Yes? Yeah. The question is Shraddha and patience, or is Shraddha itself being patient? That's what I said. Shraddha itself means being patient. There's no and. It's not additional. Shraddha itself is patience, waiting. You just wait. Wait for what? Whatever. Wait na wait avladhan. For what எல்லாம் கேள்வியே கிடையாது. Wait na wait. Why? For what should I wait? What am I waiting for? Don't ask. At one point of time, this looks like at some point in time, the Shraddha looks like very blinding. At some point in time, Shraddha will look like something which is so blinding. Fortunate are those who are blinded like this with Shraddha. And if you find anybody who has the Shraddha, tell me, we both will go on prostrate. Yeah, fortunate are those who has this Shraddha, who are blinded. Yeah. We think we have the eyes opened. Yeah. We think we have the eyes open. We are the one who's blinded. Shraddha is something of a totally different quality. To say that the doer doesn't have right over the result. Rephrase it. It looks so absurd. The doer doesn't have right over the result. How would you rephrase it? Where it will look absurd. Rephrase it. ஏதோ ஒரு சென்டென்ஸ் rephrase பண்ணல, it will look very odd. What is it? The doer has no right on the result. Imagine somebody comes and tells you the worker has no right on the salary. You will say, get lost. Correct? You will say, get lost. 30 days, you have worked hard, sincerely, dedicatedly. Instead of the salary getting credited to your account, you get a note from the CEO. Thank you for your wonderful service for the month. The company benefited. Thank you so much. We need people like you. What will you say? What will you say? Who asked for all these things? Where is the credit yet? It's absurd to say that the doer has no right on the result. Karmani eva adhikaraha ma paleshu kadachana. Adhikara, you don't have. You you cannot claim it as yours. There are laws like this. Yeah. Next one. Could someone being initiative driven be equated to them being sattvic? That way, there is no worry and anxiety for the outcome of the results. Okay, initiative driven person is initiative driven person a sattvic person? That's the question. Answer. Don't keep mixing it up like that. Don't keep mixing it up like this. Ultimately, everything will get connected. But don't mix up like that. There is something called initiative and there is something called incentive. It's very clearly distinguished here. The gunas, the subject of gunas, we are not discussing here. Maybe a sattvic person may be initiative driven. I'm not denying the statement as right or wrong. I am saying don't mix it up like that. If you start mixing it up, everything gets jumbled at some point in time. Everything gets jumbled at some point in time, and you will not have a clarity on what to do, what not to do. Next one. Is the formula for incentive and desire the following? Okay, incentive, have a desire, set a goal to achieve it, be concerned about the outcome, get disappointed about the outcome, and demotivated if the outcome doesn't happen as per your expectations or goal. Okay, initiative, have a desire, set a goal to achieve it dharmically. Goal only gives direction to an action. Don't be concerned when the outcome of the action will fructify or what the outcome of the action will be. Correct. Correct. The sequence is correct. Very good. You did it very well. Even though I don't like to praise. Yeah. Anyway, you have copied me. No, therefore it is correct. Therefore, the answer what you gave is right. It's correct. That's how it. That's how the difference is. Incentive means all other factors other than gratitude will drive the action. That is called incentive. Initiative means just gratitude drives the action. So what is incentive and initiative? Gratitude, no gratitude. That's what we are about to see also as the consequences of incentive and the consequences of initiative. You follow? Correct. You made it. You made a right connection. Both have desires. Action presupposes a desire. There cannot be a desireless action. There cannot be a desireless action. There can be a desireless state, but there cannot be a desireless action. From the three worlds, what am I going to get, Arjuna? But still, I'm acting. In the third chapter, he says, Rishulokeshu kinchana. What am I going to get from these three worlds? Still, I'm acting for the Loka Sangraha. Still, I'm acting for the. So, Loka Sangraha becomes a desire there, a motivating factor. Therefore, desire, action, backs, desire always backs an action. Correct. If you can manage at the action level, it is Karma Yoga. If you can manage at the desire level, it is Vairagya. Again, I repeat. If you can manage at the action level, it is Karma Yoga. What to do, what not to do, dharmika, adharmika, and nitya karma, naimitika karma, all that is managing it at the level of the action. Supposing if you are managing it at the level of the desire itself, that is called Vairagya. Managing the action is one, managing the desire is another. Now, most of the time, we always discuss about managing the action, not managing the desire. Because managing the desire comes under the category of Vairagya. Because managing the desire is done through Maya. The knowledge of Maya is what you manage the desires. Why do? Because desire is Maya. Yeah. Desire nale Maya. What is the Maya here? What is the Maya? Illusion of happiness. Desire means illusion of happiness. Correct? That's where we say Maya. Na? The tree in front of your house is not Maya. What is Maya? Everything I'm seeing around, sir, I'm seeing only consciousness. I'm not seeing tree. I'm not seeing house. I'm not seeing rivers. I'm only seeing God, Brahman. After chapter 11, Vishwarupa, you are hallucinating, Nartha, isn't it? You are hallucinating. What is desire? Desire is Maya. And what is Maya? Illusion of happiness. Now, handling the desire comes through the illusion of happiness, then the knowledge of Maya. Now, that is very, very difficult because the desire must be flimsy by nature. Like in the Bhagavad Gita, he says, once it reaches that very flimsy state where three levels of desires, he says, no. One is a breeze can blow it away. Another is hard rubbing. Third one is 9 months waiting. Yeah. He gives three desires itself is of three types. He says, one is you can't do anything about it. Wait it out. 9 months. Tamasic desire. Nothing can be done. It has to manifest first. Manage the manifest. Yeah. Even before manifesting, can I handle it? No. What can you handle if you don't know what is in there? Therefore, you have to wait for it to manifest. It's like going to the doctor and saying, sir, before all the disease comes, what is the right medicine to take? Doctor will be confused at this question. Doctor will say, I don't have answers to this question. Let some disease come, then I can tell you what to do. No, you are so, no, why can't we do something and avoid it itself completely? Yeah, there's no such thing like that. Therefore, waiting it for 9 months, the child to emerge out of the womb is one type of desire. Another is another kind of desire. What you have to rub it hard. That rubbing it hard is what we call as Karma Yoga. Whenever we say Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga is included in that. I'm repeating it again and again and again. Karma Yoga means Bhakti Yoga is included in that. When you practice it, the desire becomes flimsy. And when the desire becomes flimsy, what happens there? the knowledge will just come and blow it away. You follow? So managing the action. In incentive versus initiative, we are talking about managing the action itself. Okay. Is it okay? Next.
Over.
Huh? Over.
Sir,
Okay.
no more.
Okay. In the discussion of incentive versus initiative, we started by talking about a few factors. The source, fixed by, effect on action, effect on mind, the consequences, limitations. Last one, the example. This is the, if you remember, we started with that. In that, consequences, one word, and I said 2 weeks is lost because of that one word, corruption, isn't it? One word I said, incentive will make you corrupt. Again, I'm repeating, incentive will make you corrupt. Full stop. Corruption, it doesn't matter. Whatsoever your meaning of corruption, we don't know. What is corruption according to Vedanta? Why do you put a price tag, a result to the action? You do it. So, source. I'm just revising it, and then we'll come to what we are going to study today. The source. Incentive to work. Source external. Somebody from externally prompts you. An external prompter. Somebody from externally has to tell you. Initiative is inner inspiration. So incentive is your inner inspiration. So the source of incentive is external. The source of initiative is inner. Incentive is fixed by whom? You don't fix the incentive. Somebody fixes the incentive. So fixed by others. Initiative, you do it by yourself. What is the effect it has on action? Initiative, temporary boost. No doubt it is temporarily motivating. No doubt it is temporarily motivating. Most of the terms that we use in Vedanta classes will have a different usage from the English dictionary usage. If you take the English dictionary usage of incentive and hear this, you will be considering what are we? Okay. The English dictionary usage and the modern way and the modern day usage of incentive versus something what we are using as incentive here is totally different. A temporary boost. Temporarily, something you are demotivated, something is given to you so that you are motivated. Effect of initiative is what? Once you have an initiative, you have it. Once you have an initiative, you have it. Till the body drops, you will be continuing. That is called initiative. What is the effect it has on mind? Incentive. The effect of incentive on mind is addictive. Addiction, neutralization. Because addiction will result in neutralization and you want more and more and more. A time will come where the entire thing can be given to you and still there will not be any motivation. That is the incentive. So incentive is addiction and neutralization. The consequences of initiative on mind is a conviction to work. Consequences of incentive. What is the consequences of incentive? What is the consequence? Up to this we have studied. Up to this we have covered. We have studied. What is the consequences of initiative? Growth. The consequences of initiative is spiritual growth. Where there is a spiritual growth, we need not talk about material growth at all, because where there is a spiritual growth, material growth is incidental there. It's a byproduct. It will be there anyway. When I say it will be there anyway, means what? You know you have access to it at any point in time. Krishyate Lakshmischa Patnyau, Purusha Sukta. A very famous Vedic prayer, Purusha Sukta. Yeah. Krishyate Lakshmischa Patnyau. The material growth becomes the material growth. You will be available. The material growth is available to you. All that you have to say is what? It's available to you. You choose to take it. You choose not to take it. That is the effect on, as if material growth doesn't mean automatically bank balance will increase. It is there. Always it is there. You choose. You say yes. You say yes. You say wait. It waits. Wealth and prosperity will be at your doorstep, waiting to attend on you. The calling bell will be pressed. By whom? Blinkit fellow, Zomato fellow, no, not the Blinkit fellow will press. If anybody presses the calling bell, they are only the Blinkit fellows only, isn't it? Previously, the doorbell is on, some guest is going to come. Yeah. And then some postman. If the doorbell rings, who's going to come? In your house, Amit, in your house, who will ring the doorbell? Krishyate Lakshmischa. They will ring the doorbell. You open the door and say, wait. They will wait. She will not get angry and say, oh, you tell me to wait, I'll go to the next house. Yeah, that's your worry. She leaving you is one problem. She going to the next house is another problem. She says, wait, she will be Rishyate Lakshmischa. So, growth in the consequences of initiative is spiritual, is spiritual growth. And what is meant by spiritual growth? You will be mature enough to understand Maya. That is growth. At one stage, you will be mature enough to understand Maya, and then understanding Maya, you will transcend it. That is what we call as the growth. And also we have told very clearly, Maya means illusion. Maya means illusion. Illusion of what? And they say the world is Maya, the world is Maya, the world is Maya. The world that is born out of your desires is Maya. The Panchabhutas is, don't worry about the Panchabhutas going out and call the Panchabhutas as Maya. First, we have to understand Maya means the illusion of desires. What is the illusion of desires? Illusion of happiness. That is it. Desire means the illusion of happiness. What is the illusion of happiness? Something has given me this much of joy. If I have more joy, more joy, more joy, more joy. So if you have everything, you will be always joyful as the illusion. That is the illusion of, that's the illusion of desire. So growth here means the, the spiritual growth. Incentive born of, incentive born of action to fulfill the desire, otherwise no action at all. Initiative is born out of gratitude. Initiative is always born out of, initiative is born out of gratitude. So what is the consequences of initiative? Growth. Spiritual growth is the consequence of initiative. What is the limitation of incentive? Because it is temporary by nature, because it is temporary by nature, what happens? The temporary boost in action versus the long period of inaction. Incentive gives a temporary boost to action, and the temporary boost to action will be followed by a long period of inaction. So overall, if you see, there is nothing there. That's why we say it is temporary. What is the limitation to initiative? There is no limitation here. There's no limitation here. It can go on and on and on. That's why we say initiative is, we talk about initiative as the endless reservoir of energy. From where does that, from where does that energy come from? Yeah, the endless reservoir of energy. Energy as in no mental fatigue. Energy as in no mental fatigue. Energy as in not mentally wanting to withdraw. That's energy. Energy means there is no mental fatigue. There is no mentally wanting to withdraw from action. Because you understand withdrawing from action is ingratitude. Withdrawing from action means ingratitude. Why will you withdraw from? Why will you want to become ungrateful? So therefore, this person says, ever, always in gratitude. The example that is given is, for incentive, the fertilizer; for initiative, the natural. The example that is given is the fertilizer versus natural, in the sense of it boosts but lacks nutrition. It will boost but lack nutrition. Nowadays, you go and look at the most of the vegetables, looks like it has produced in a factory. Same size, same shape, same color, the skin looks like it has come out of a factory. Now you grow a plant in your house, you know that everything comes. You grow a plant in your house, you know that everything comes very, very differently only, isn't it? You have a tomato plant at home, from the same tree, 4 tomatoes will come, all 4 will be different only. It can't be the same. That naturally it is. using pain, you can induce a person into action. Using gifts, you can induce a person into action. Through knowledge and understanding, you can make a person get convinced about action. So in the first one, it is about convincing a person about action. In the third case, the first one is inducing pain. Yeah, inducing pain. Where do they induce pain to action? Example. Where do they induce pain to action? Example, prison. Jail, prison. They are. I feel like I'm having, I don't feel like working today. He will come and say, who cares who cares about your feeling here? Just come out and 5 o'clock, get up means 5 o'clock, get up. Inducing pain. You can give pain and make a person to act, to work. Another is you can give some incentive. Yeah. Material incentive, emotional incentive is of two types. Most of the time, we understand incentive means only material. It is not only material, it is emotional also. Clear? Example, emotional incentive. Huh? Praising the man. There is one word for that. Huh? There is one word for that. What is that word? Huh? Flattery. Flattery is the emotional incentive. And it works all the time, no? It works all the time, it will work. Yeah. And you know who does the best flattery nowadays? ChatGPT. The way ChatGPT can flatter you. Huh? What? Started calling me Arvindanji, he started calling me Swamiji, he started calling me, you are the knower of this. I'm thinking, who is it chatting with now? I'm thinking maybe somebody has hacked my account now. Yeah. The way that it is flattering. And people share that also in Facebook, Instagram, and I'm like, oh, that it's a machine. It doesn't even know what it is saying, and you get excited about, that also. Yeah. What is incentive? Emotional incentive and material incentive. Sometimes material incentive work. At a lower level, material incentive will work. At a lower level, material incentive to work. At some level, material incentive will not work. Emotional incentive. What is emotional incentive? Flattery. Yeah. The cheapest technique is flattery, and it works also all the time. Isn't it? You also know that you are being flattered, but still the ego, I don't know what is it, still the ego releases it. What is it? Oh, without you, what will I? Without you, what will I do? With me only, people are not able to do what may be better off without me. Without what will I do? Without, only you can do it. But sir, this kind of praises, people need to inspire them, motivate them, no? You don't need to praise. You don't need to give, you don't need to say praises like that. That's what is called as incentive. Supposing if you believe that people have to be praised so that they will get more enthused to do more, it means it is incentive. Are you able to follow the difference? Supposing, take an example. Supposing if somebody comes and tells you that I need lot of emotional incentives to take care of my children. What would you call that? If you have to take care, and the fact that you are taking care doesn't mean you will be rewarded for that. That is initiative. You will do what you ought to do, and you will not be praised or rewarded for that. If you are not doing it, it's a problem. Pratyavayo na vidyate. Verse number 41. Verse number 40 or 41, chapter 2. Pratyavayo na vidyate. Pratyavaya kriya. What does pratyavaya means? Hey, if you don't do it, you will be punished. For doing it, you will not be rewarded. Incentive is either material incentive or emotional incentive. Distinct and different from that is recognition. Understand that. Distinct and different from that is recognition. A person who has worked hard and come to that point will never get excited about recognition. You know that? Again, I repeat. A person who has worked hard and come to that point and somebody has recognized it, that person will never get excited at all about it. Why? Why that person will not get excited at all about recognition? Because that person knows no big deal. That's what it is. Who gets excited about recognition? Lastly, emotional incentive. Bhagavad Gita gives a formula. Who praises you matters, he says. Him the wise calls a sage. Who is incentivizing you? That is very him the wise call a sage. Who should call you a sage? That matters. The wise one calls a sage. It means what here? What is the message that is being conveyed here? Even the emotional incentive comes from someone who is of a much higher, much higher, not in terms of organizational hierarchy, not in terms of relationship hierarchy, higher in the sense of those who are qualitatively superior to you. You follow? Qualitatively, those who are qualitatively superior to you. And who is qualitatively superior to you? The Shastra should say. Now the Shastra is not going to say. Who will say? The Guru has to. The Guru has to say. And the Guru is not going to say anything good at all. Even if you do the best also, he will still say, Neti, not this. Even the good if you do, oh wow, congratulations, you have done a very good thing. And without you, what I would have done. First thing the Guru will tell you is what? Very irritating. That's why the Guru is very irritating. First thing the Guru tells you is what? He will never tell you without you what I will do. He will tell you what? I don't need you, full stop. You don't make any difference to you being there or you not being there is of absolutely no consequence. Your ego is very hurt. Your ego is very hurt there only. Even though he's a guru, sir, but no humility at all he has. Why? Because he's telling you what I don't need him. But the second statement that he says, you don't listen at all, because your ego has already agitated you so much that the second statement that follows, you will not listen. What is the second statement that will follow? You also don't need me. That statement you can never hear, because in the first statement itself, you are completely. Very well follow. Most. So who is the one who should be the recognizing your effort, rewarding the effort and all doesn't come under incentive. Remember that. Recognizing the effort, rewarding the effort and all doesn't come under the word called incentive in the Vedantic sense. The Vedantic sense, it is different. So recognizing or rewarding is of no consequence to the one who has. Recognizing or rewarding is of no consequence to the one who has the initiate. Therefore, when he says, you lack energy, some boost is required, a material incentive or an emotional incentive. Are you able to follow? Incentive means it will be withdrawn. That's what incentive means. Incentive means that's what is called incentive. Incentive means it will be withdrawn. As soon as the task is done, back to square one, it will be taken away. Now, regarding, rewarding or recognizing the effort and all doesn't come under the word incentive. What it comes under? What it comes under is an indication that you are on the right track. You are grateful to that also. You are grateful. Not that you are excited by the recognition, not that you are excited by the reward. You know that you are on the right path. You know that you are on the right track. To that extent only it works. Or it should work only to that extent. Nothing more than that. To do what you ought to do, why do you need recognition? If you don't do what you ought to do, it must be noticed and punished. That's what law of karma does. If you don't do what you ought to do, it will be noticed and punished. If you do what you ought to do, extra 5 kilo varum avladha. If you are comfortably carrying 25 kilos in, what it will do? It will put another 5 kilos extra. That's what will, and that is your growth. And that's how, and that addition is the growth. So it means what? Initiative is the ability to take up a commitment, a responsibility, which is a marathon, a lifetime. Incentive cannot take it up. A person working on incentive cannot take up any commitment which is a lifetime. That's why we always ask, how long will it go? How long will it go? The law of karma comes and says, as long as you are taking. How long this Nitya Naimittika karma will go on, sir? How long it will go? As long as you are taking. No. Taking, I will continue, but this I should stop. It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work. So, to summarize, initiative stems from the right motivation to action. Incentive is the wrong motivation to action. The right initiative is the right motivation. And what is the right motivation? Gratitude, Rina Siddhanta. It boils down to, follow? Incentive is the wrong motivation. What is the wrong motivation? Something I need, something tangible I need to get convinced. Drishtanta, drishta I need. Something drishta I need for me to get convinced. That's why a person predominantly motivated with incentives can never pray to God. That person can never do a sincere, dedicated prayer, can never come from a person who's seeking incentive. Why? Because that person needs visible, tangible benefit. And prayer itself means invisible. Action being invisible, the result is also invisible, intangible, spiritual growth. So spiritual growth, what is the proof? Something we have to say, you will be peaceful, you will be happy. Wow. Sir, to be peaceful and happy, there are other easier methods. No. If there are other easier methods to be peaceful and happy, why take such a painful method for peace and happiness? It's very, initiative stems from a different angle, incentive stems from a different angle. So incentive means to do what you ought to do, you have to be rewarded. That is called incentive. To do what you ought to do, you need a reward. You need a guarantee of the result. Initiative means you do what you ought to do because you have understood. That's what you need. What are the clarifications? The boy on a burning deck. Can you please elaborate on how he stay on a burning deck and losing his life equated to Shraddha? Very beautiful point, Casablanca. How that boy can stand like that? How that boy can stand like that? From an ordinary logical intellectual plane, it is absurd. From a logical plane, it is absurd. You know, somebody says stand, will you keep standing when the fire comes? What you should do? You should jump and escape. Yeah. What is Shraddha here? Shraddha is the ability to receive and execute the command, even if it means you have to give your life for it. It's not easy. Shraddhavan labate jnanam. Bhagavad Gita, Shraddhavan labate jnanam. No, it's not easy. It's a very, very difficult quality to have is Shraddha. Shraddha means what now? What did I say just now? Huh? Yeah, correct. Pada. Ability to execute a command, even if it means you have to die for that. Even if you have to die for that. Very difficult to do that. Almost difficult. Almost impossible. That's why that poem, Asa Bianca, is such a beautiful poem of Shraddha. Life and intelligence and I don't know, logic and right, go beneficial. Shraddha transcends all that. That's why we always say Shraddha is a difficult quality. How to practice Shraddha, sir? You can practice Karma Yoga, Shravana Manana. Shraddha will come one day. You can't practice Shraddha. What is Shraddha? To take in a command and execute. So many factors goes into that. So many factors goes into that Shraddha. In those days, the adhikaritvam will be tested. The adhikaritvam is not there. Certain knowledges will not be given. In the age of YouTube, video, it doesn't matter. Everything is available. And we keep hearing only. What is Shraddha? Shraddha means the capacity to execute a command. For that, you give up your life. Why will anybody choose that? Why will anybody take that stance? Why will anybody take that stance? They take that stance because of the conviction in the higher. The command comes from whom? Deepika. The command comes from whom? Not another ignorant person. The command comes from whom? Father. In the poem, it's the father. Now again, not the literal biological father. If I tell Swati stand on the burning deck, she will say, you stand, I am jumping. Yeah. Ignorant father giving command to ignorant child, that's what will happen. There, the father represents whom? The father represents the wise one. So when the wise one tells you a command and because of that you have to die, in that death your welfare is. Therefore you are willing to die. Are you able to follow there? That person is not worried about dying because in that death lies your welfare, salvation. I always give this example. When a Gautam Buddha gets angry at you, you should be grateful to that anger, no? When a Gautam Buddha gets angry at you, you don't get angry in return. When anybody gets angry at you, you will get angry in return. When a Gautam Buddha gets angry at you, what will you do in return? When Gautam Buddha gets angry at you, what will you do in return? Deepika. Amit, what will you do? You'll immediately prostrate. Because in that anger lies your salvation. You'll prostrate. Why? Because that anger is for your welfare. You understand that, then there is a different, that is Shraddha. This understanding is called Shraddha. You follow? The father represents the father there, the higher. The boy represents the Shishya. So the Guru has given a command and the Shishya stays put. The Guru gives a command and Shishya stay put. Where is the difficulty? Even today they do that. In the some of the traditional Orthodox schools and all, they still do that. They will, after 25, 30 years of Gurukula study only, they will decide whether you are fit for Vedanta or not. They will not teach. Even today, they do that. Some of the highly people, they say, no, just now I started studying Vedanta. When I hear them saying it, I feel very ashamed. What a quality of them. Because the adhikaritvam. What is adhikaritvam? Shraddha. What is Shraddha? The command is given and you obey the command. You cannot start with Shraddha, you end in Shraddha. You cannot start in Shraddha. The starting point is always Tadvitti Pranipatena Pariprashnena. The starting point is always question, corresponding seva, which is all at A level. Shraddha is much higher than that. So the starting point is Tadvitti Pranipatena Pariprashnena seva and all is the starting point. Shraddha becomes the end point. And that also we have said any number of times. The end cannot be the beginning. The end cannot be the beginning. You don't begin with Shraddha. You end with Shraddha. It's like in the olden days, what they did, your Shraddha is at its peak when you are young. When you are 6, 7, 8 and all, your Shraddha is at its peak. Therefore, they're caught old at that time. Okay. Even today, it's very, you can never convince a 50-year-old man and brainwash that man into terrorism. You can never convince you can never brainwash a 50-year-old person into terrorism, but you can easily brainwash a 15-year-old, a 10-year-old. That's why everybody wants to catch everybody young. Yeah. You know that, no? Have you ever seen an adult school for terrorism? You cannot. There may be the adult ideologist who will be sitting and teaching the whole lot. You follow? So what they did, they caught at, but then they were not expected to be the Shraddha, Sishya, Moksha and all that. They were taught Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, pushed into Grihastha Ashrama. After talking so much about the Maya, the desirelessness, etc., glorifying everything, the student wants to get to there directly. But then the Guru tells them, go back, get into Grihastha Ashrama, go back to work. All that you have heard is very nice. Go back. The student so joyfully goes back. You follow? That is Shraddha. So, the father represents the Guru, the boy represents the Sishya. So, it's a Guru Sishya. The Guru gives a command, Sishya. But sir, in case if the Guru is not the right one, like the Wednesday teacher, what do we do? That's our karma now, what to do? Yeah, prarabdha karma. What else? The Guru, the Sishya prepares. The Guru comes. We have never talked about the Guru preparing. The Guru is waiting. The Guru is waiting, the Sishya prepares. And once the Sishya is prepared, the Guru is there. The preparation has to be done by the Sishya. And the Guru is waiting. Waiting for what? Waiting for what? To give vision to somebody. He has the vision and he wants to give the vision to somebody, and he's waiting for that. Ram Subramaniam. He's waiting. For what? To transfer the vision. He's not waiting for lectures to be given. He's not waiting for Ramakrishna mission to be started. He's waiting for the vision to be the vision. What is the vision? What is the vision that the Guru is waiting to transfer? What is the vision that the Guru is waiting to transfer? Nasato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate sataha, vayorapi drishtontaha, tvanayoho tattvadarshibhihi. He's waiting to give the vision of Sat and Asat. What is Sat and what is Asat? He has seen that he's a Tattvadarshibhihi and he is waiting to give that vision. A person who is longing for that vision, and here is a person who is longing to share the vision. That's why it's a very beautiful union. It's a very beautiful union of the Guru and the Sishya. What is the Guru-Sishya union? Here is a person longing for the vision, and here is a person who is longing to share the vision. And the way to get the vision is what? He will give a command, which may look so insignificant. If you are well prepared as Sishya, even a wrong Guru, even under the wrong Guru, you will attain moksha. The Guru will still be in darkness. You will attain moksha and you will move on. And that Guru will come and fall at your feet only, isn't it? The Guru will come and fall at your feet only. The so-called they talk about this Marathi saint. No, he went to the Guru, said, how to, no, I want to see God, meditate. What do we meditate? He was so irritated at the beginning, he said, buffalo. He started buffalo. He attained to moksha and nobody else. In Kerala also, there is a beautiful story they have. Where to see God? The Shishi asked. The Guru said, what do you mean where to see God? Sitting on the, yeah, Guru sitting on the, God is, the Guru said, the God is sitting on the Nandi. Can't you see? He said, okay. Okay. He started seeing it. The Guru didn't see. See, one day, the God is not coming out of the sanctum sanctorum, the God is not coming. Nobody is understanding why. This man came and said, and the Matu Komba adjust pannungo, he said. You know that the horns is blocking the door. So tell him to bend. He went and said, bend. It bent. Nobody could see anything. He said, bend, something bent, and the God came out. Very good story, no, sir. Yeah, very good story, no, sir. Don't worry, Shraddha. One day we'll get Shraddha and we will know it can really bend. We know it bends. He said, you know, they said, all cultures has the same story. Yeah. The fellow brings all his from the different community. The fellow takes all the people and go to see God, and he's not able to see God because there is one Nandi, another Nandi Madri Kurkanikada, they will say. Yeah. Beautiful song in Tamil. Beautiful song in Carnatic music, they sing that song. Yeah. Maadu Parthinu irukudhu, Nagarun, he'll say. He'll say, move. And the stone moved. Yeah. And the stone moved. Mukam karoti vachalam, pangum. Mukam karoti vachalam, pangum langayate girim. Yatkripa tamaham vande paramananda madhavam. It makes a lame scale mountains. It makes a mute speak. All that impossible things become possible because of what? Shraddha. Are you able to follow? This is the story. To the logical person, it may look like a story. To a person of Shraddha, you understand it is possible. It is possible. Now you all go and try it, nothing will move. Nothing will move. But there, when they say it moves, it does move. Muhammad said, no, faith make mountains move. Shraddha makes mountains move. It does move. Meaning the greatest obstacle will be just cleared. That is that. The greatest obstacle just moves away. Shraddha. Yeah, because when a person with Shraddha comes, the obstacle gets frightened and it moves. He's not doing anything. He just walks in and it moves. You follow? The last clarification will conclude.
Sir, can I just have another clarification on the same point?
Yes.
So yes, point got that it's on the higher. The example you gave for children being radicalized. So in their eyes, they're also following someone higher authority.
Yes.
What would that be? That can't be Shraddha. So would that be just blind faith? Would that be just blind faith? Or
there's no Shraddha.
Just
That's called
radicalization.
Brainwashing. Radicalizing. Correct. Okay. Radicalizing. Yeah. I don't understand that word anyway. Brainwashing. UK. That UK English, the Dubai English and all is very difficult to follow. Chennai English is very radicalization. Pusa word they use. Simple brainwashed, that's all. Shraddha is not brainwashing. Yeah. Next question. In the context of Guru saying, I don't need you, to the student. Please help reconcile. This is Ramakrishna Paramhansa saying, Vivekananda, I was waiting for you. Where were you all this while? This is not only Ramakrishna's statement. All Guru makes the same statement. Where were you all this while? How long to keep waiting? Yeah. Ramakrishna needed him for what? Ramakrishna needed him for what? So that Vivekananda alone can go out and popularize him. What was he waiting for? What did Ramakrishna, for what Ramakrishna needs Vivekananda? When he says, I was waiting for you, means I was waiting to share my vision. I was waiting to share my vision. What is still the statement is correct. What is the statement? What can Vivekananda give to? What can Vivekananda do to Ramakrishna? Nothing can be done. Nothing can be done. And the only thing the Shishya can do is what? All that is good, meaningful, right thing will be oblated to the Guru. That's all. To that extent, the Shishya can, only that he can do in return. Beautiful lecture he gives, Vivekananda, on my Guru. He's a very emotional man. Yeah. Like, I'm also like very emotional. I'm just sitting and talking, analyzing all that. Farce. So he's so devotional, so beautiful. He says, all that is, anything good that comes out of this mouth, it is Ramakrishna's. It is Ramakrishna speaking, he says, not me. Don't give the credit to me. Supposing by mistake he says something wrong, don't blame him. It is my mistakes are mine. All the goodness is his. Yeah. It's a very different relationship. When the Guru says, I don't need you, it's not a statement of arrogance of I don't need. It is telling what? I have transcended transactions. That's all it means. When somebody says, I don't need you, you can't transact with me. Transaction can happen only at a dreamer can transact with a dreamer. A dreamer cannot transact with the waker. The waker cannot transact with the dreamer. A deep sleeper cannot transact with anybody, including himself, I think. Yeah. And other than deep sleep, himself, herself, napumsakalingama, ஒண்ணுமே சொல்ல தெரியாது. எதுவுமே இல்லங்க. Waking dream and in the state of deep sleep. What would you call it as? You follow? So when they say, I don't need you, need means transaction. I give you something, you give interdependency. I give you something, you give something to me. And the Guru says, I don't need you. What does it mean? I am beyond transactions. I am beyond all transactions. Purida Ram Subramaniam. Where were you all this while means what? Customer varmatendrar. Yeah, the shop is opened, customer is not coming. Adana song. Yeah, the song itself is that shop is opened, goods are there, but no. Millions of people are passing by on the road, but nobody is stepping in. The road, the shop is open, millions are passing by, looking at it. Some may appreciate it also. Some may appreciate it also. but nobody comes in. And if one customer comes in, what will the shopkeeper say? Wait பண்றது. How long to the shop got opened so long and you came now? Buddha said the same thing. Yeah. To that small girl, Buddha said, why are you coming? He asked, why? The girl asked, why you took so long to come? I've been waiting for you for so long. The girl asked Buddha, almost accusing him. Yeah, almost accusing. How long to wait for you? Yeah. Yeah. Shabari also asked Rama, how long to keep waiting for you? Old age on the bush. Yeah, old age on the bush. One more day I would have dead and gone. Why you took so long to come? Why you took so long to come? It's not a question of logic or it's a very beautiful emotion that is being shared. Yeah. With this we conclude and we'll continue with the next topic.